Felix here. SoFi is down. I just set up a trade on it. I'll explain to you why and how. But let's go back to the root cause here. Student loan forgiveness. The Supreme Court struck down the $400 billion student loan forgiveness of the Biden administration as essentially overreach. They didn't have the power to do it. That's the El Presidente. And in theory, that should be good news, right? You'd think, well, if those students now have to pay for student loans, not good news for the students, should be good news for banks, who should be good news for SoFi, who have a student loan refinancing business. So let's look at exactly what it says, and then we look at the trade. Of course, none of the above is financial advice, and you might also know we are prematuring, celebrating 50,000 subscribers. We're not quite there yet, but we will get there, and until then, we're giving away our cool program for 99% off at felixfriends.org/stocks. Links down below, check it out. So this is the deal today. The HEROES Act allows the Secretary of State to waive or modify existing statutory regulations, but it does not allow the Secretary to rewrite that statute to the extent of cancelling $430 billion loan principal rights. Justice Roberts. So what was going to happen? Well, lots of people were going to be forgiven $10,000. Some people who were under the Pell Grant thingy up to $20,000. So 26 million people or something applied for this forgiveness. We're expecting a 10K handout. That's not happening. Well, the Fed should be happy because it's a check, right? That isn't going to get sent out. And you'd think that SoFi would be happy, but SoFi today down 3% on a day where everything is up. It's really, really hard day as a stock. Very few stocks achieved that feat. SoFi did on pretty significant volume. Why is that? Well, JP Morgan put out something which has something to do with that. And then we look at the actual trade I've put out. They are saying that analysts led by JP Morgan wrote that SoFi might be too optimistic about the refinancing windfall. They're saying SoFi management values the multi-year addressable opportunity at around $200 billion, while JP Morgan expects roughly half of that, closer to $90 billion. We found very few people actually refinance their student loan debt with private lenders. We note that less than 2% of student loans outstanding were refinanced in 2019, despite very low interest rates, and therefore they're sort of like poo-pooing the SoFi business potentially. But if you think about it, SoFi hasn't had any student loan refinancing for a couple of years, thanks to this administration, and now it's back. So even if it isn't a huge amount, but think about it, $430 billion, even if just 1% of that refinance, that's $4.3 billion. 2%, almost $9 billion. Right? You kind of get to the numbers in 1 year, right? So over time, that should be a very significant amount of money. So I don't really get what the market's doing here. And if I disagree with the market, I don't mind putting my money where my mouth is at. And so we did a trade today on the live stream I did with our coaching students, and don't copy this. It's not financial advice. Don't be a fool. If you don't understand it, don't do it, all that kind of stuff, because that's how you lose money, right? So you have to understand what you're doing. Copy trading is the surest way to losing your money. So if you go to optionswatch.io and you type in SoFi, pops up here. This is a platform we've developed. It's largely free to use. And then I went out to the August 18th expiration. That's the next big monthly expiration, because July is now too close for that to make any sense. And then you could set up a trade today at today's share price and be bullish on it, but that would give you a 50% chance of making money. I don't like the odds on that, so we went down to $6.82 or thereabouts. That's our break even, $6.82. That gives us a 76% chance of making money as long as SoFi stock either goes up anywhere to the moon, or from the 846 all the way down to 682, we still make money. Crazy, hey? So call it $7. Anywhere between $7 and 846, we make money, or anywhere above. And that's the green zone here. How much money do we make? Well, in theory, we make 22% by the end of August, which is not too shabby. And we'll probably get out of that trade, very much likely get out of that trade much sooner. I tend to only hold these trades until 21 days are left maximum. That's when I get out, because it gets riskier from that on. So that's essentially the trade. So it's just, here, $7 or thereabouts. from anywhere from there up to the moon, we basically make money. So we also make money, just to reiterate this, if it goes down to just below $7, $6.82, which is above our 50-day moving average line. It's above where the support sits from the options markets. We can also look that up. We can go into the options chain. We can look at August 18th and look where are the puts? Where are all the puts at? Which is basically what people use to hedge. Well, they're at $7 and at $8 and at $9. That's where they're sitting here. So we've got significant support there. From that, we also have support on the July 21st expiration, which is the monthly, and where they're sitting. Well, they're sitting at $8, 48,000 of them, and then at $7, another 44,000. So I'm feeling quite good about this. I might be wrong. I could lose some money, but I have a pretty high probability of making money on it. And that's hence the idea. But don't run out and copy it. You have to understand it. You have to know if this goes against you, what's the adjustment you're going to make, right? If you don't know that, please don't do it. It's a silly thing to do. You know it if you want to find out. Enough of that. So I feel bullish on SoFi, I must say. I think from a chart point of view, we're still very bullish. Yes, there's a little bit of momentum coming down here, but the question is, does it come crashing all the way down below $7, right? And I just don't really see that, because I think this really changed for SoFi. We will, of course, find out on the 10th of August, and I'll be out of the trade by then. But yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it. Markets don't always make sense in the short term. And if you think you're right on that, you can make a wager of a reasonable size on that and potentially make some return. So let me think of this. Is this just manipulation by JP Morgan? Because let's face it, SoFi is coming for JP Morgan's business, especially if they do launch their business office, what I did a video on a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen that, check it out. I'll link to it up here somewhere. And make sure you grab your on the felixschwenzer.org/stocks program. It's a financial freedom program. You learn charting, discounted cash flow model, how the market actually works, and lots of other good stuff. Say it's 99% off, just to make sure as many people as humanly possible are going to get financial education and get to financial freedom, which is what this whole community is about. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing. See you on the next one.